let me explain the internet. You know, the internet is not some magic cloud. It is really a house of cards that is built on the backbone and, built on a handful of companies. Cloudflare is probably a company that you've never even heard of. It is the front door and the alarm system, if you will, for the entire internet. It protects websites from attacks and security problems. So the internet flows through Cloudflare.
Is it Cloudflare, Glenn?
Cloudflare, yes. I'm sorry, Cloudflare.
Okay.
Through to the websites. Okay, when they go down, traffic to the entire website can stop, and most of the internet uses Cloudflare. Without them, the internet would be really, really vulnerable to cyber attacks. Okay, they filter where all the traffic goes. They filter it, make sure that there's nobody trying to attack before it goes to a company's website. So the filter is blocked when they go down, so traffic can't get through to anybody. All right. It's a really complex service. One of the most highly valued companies in technology companies. And I mean, it's almost irreplaceable. They have the capacity to absorb massive attacks that will take down companies as large as Amazon and Microsoft. This is the first line of defense, and it's a great line of defense. They filter out all the attacks, so Amazon, Microsoft, all the way down, glennbeck.com, all of them aren't hacked into and don't have cyber attacks. Okay, that's Cloudflare. AWS now, that is the foundation and the plumbing. That's the Amazon, and it is the plumbing for another third of the internet. One glitch, not even a hack, just a stupid software bug like what happened in October, and poof, Netflix stops, your doorbell camera goes blind, hospitals can't access records, et cetera, and we saw it last month with AWS. Today, we're seeing it with Cloudflare. What happens when the bad guys flip the switch on purpose? Because we're understanding now that this just a glitch. It's just there was a wrinkle in the get along, and we just couldn't get that hitch and glitch out of the get along, and so you know what happens when that happens. No, I really don't. The bad guys in this scenario, one of the bad guys is Communist China. Because they just launched, we found this out last week, they just launched the world's first AI agent army. This is unbelievable. This is not sci-fi. This is real. In September, the hackers, didn't sit in, dark rooms typing and trying to get out. They turned an American AI, Claude, which is Amazon, is it not? Claude's
Anthropic, I believe.
No, is that Google?
It's Anthropic.
Who is it? Anthropic. You're right. Anthropic. They turned Claude into a Terminator. What they did is they got into Claude and they said, hey, pretend you're a good guy doing security tests. Then gather this information and put some problems into the system. They scanned the networks. They wrote exploits. They stole secrets from big tech companies, from banks, even from our government. Okay? Because humans just, when it's in there and you see that it's, Anthropic, you're like, oh, yeah, approve. 4 breaches were confirmed. And that's just what we caught. There was no human involved in this. Okay? Now, the computers on wheels, Tesla, one software update that goes wrong and your Tesla becomes a brick at 90 miles an hour. The internet is exactly the same. We've handed our entire lives over to the internet and to automation, banking, shopping, voting, talking. These are all really fragile digital pipes. And now the AI super soldiers, the agents, without anyone behind them, just one guy typing in China, go in and cause disruption and pretend that you're a friend. And it does. So what does this mean to you? Well, it means we need redundancy, for one thing. Are you safe with your power? Are you safe with your heating? Are you safe with some of the things that are going on? Your 401k hacked by a robot that never ever sleeps. Your kids' school records gone. Your power grid. Remember Texas a few years back when the power grid was overwhelmed? Imagine that being done by AI robotics. We keep centralizing everything. This is the problem. This is the problem in our government and everything else. Instead of getting smaller, we keep getting larger. You remember what they said in '08? The banks, they're just too big to fail. And so what do? Instead of breaking them up and strengthening the smaller banks, they put the smaller banks out of business and rolled them all up into the bigger banks. So made the bigger banks even bigger than they were. Centralization is a bullseye for chaos. And everything is being centralized right now. And the outage starves the system. This is a wake-up call. If you're trying to get onto ChatGPT or anything else today, your banks, whatever, and there's a glitch and it's down for a while, we need redundancy yesterday. Decentralize. It's like bringing manufacturing home again, bringing the chips home again. Build AI defenses that don't let Chinese agents waltz right in through the back door. Harden our grid, harden our data, or lose your freedom. So that's what's happening today. Now, let me get to one of the distractions quickly. The Epstein files. President Trump has said, release the damn Epstein files. But he also said at the same time, it's not going to be enough. It's never enough. We've released the JFK files and everything else. Yes. And you know why? And it has nothing to do with Donald Trump or Joe Biden or anybody else. It has everything to do with the United States government lying to its people over and over and over again, over-classifying absolutely everything. So we never feel like we get the truth. And then on top of it, never holding anyone accountable for their actions. Did you see the judge said that because the government made a mistake on gathering some of the evidence, that looks like that Comey case may just have to be thrown out. You're not going to be able to try Comey. What a surprise. What a frickin' surprise. So he's releasing the Epstein files, but says they're not going to be enough. But they vote on the Epstein files being released, and I hope everybody in Washington votes to release them. What changed his mind? I'll tell you what changed his mind. He saw what the Democrats were doing in selectively releasing things. Just dump them all out there. Dump them all out there. Then they're out. And if anybody thinks that he is in the Epstein files, why? Just ask yourself this one simple question. Why wouldn't the Democrats have used it between 2020 and 2024? Why would they not have released that evidence? It would have been the easiest way to make sure he wasn't president of the United States. If you think he's hiding something for him, you're out of your ever-loving mind. Now, that's my opinion. Kind of a strong, forceful opinion, I know, but I've done a lot of critical thinking on this one. But that doesn't mean that all of his buddies and everybody else are safe. Larry Summers has just announced that he's going to step back from public life. I mean, he is the, former Democratic Treasury Secretary. He said he's going to step back. Summers' emails with Epstein show that the former cabinet official saw late financier's advice on pursuing a woman he referred to as his mentee. Oh, boy. And he referred to himself in this email as Epstein's wingman. Oh, boy. He said, I'm deeply ashamed of my actions and recognize the pain I have caused. I take full responsibility for my misguided decision to continue communicating with Mr. Epstein while continuing to fill my teaching obligations. So we got a guy who's hanging out with Epstein. Because where does he teach? I think he teaches at Harvard, doesn't he? Oh, good. Yeah, let's have him hang out with the young kids. I'll be stepping back from my public commitments as part of my broader effort to rebuild trust and repair relationship with the people closest to me. Like, maybe, I don't know, your wife? He hasn't been accused of any wrongdoing, but he was, hanging out with Epstein and writing him for love advice. And how can you, hey, I need a wingman. I'm trying to get this young mentee to sleep with me. How do you think I can get it done? I don't know, nothing illegal, but nothing really non-sleazy about that.